Hey guys, it's Irene. Welcome to So Basic or welcome back. I'm just going to do a quick unboxing, unpacking of this new product. The long backstory is, and I will show you my evidence, I was filling my Brita pitcher with water. It was on my sink, but it was tilted toward the sink. So if there was any falling or slipping to do by the force of gravity, by any just basic physics, it should have fallen into the sink. But somehow it managed to tip backwards and onto my kitchen floor, which I still don't know how that happened. And obviously, once it hit the floor, it's not carpeted in my kitchen, so it cracked. And I've been making do with the part of the pitcher that still can filter some water, but it's been a little bit of a challenge. And after living like some sad person, I decided it was time to upgrade. And since I'm upgrading the entire system, because I have to replace the pitcher and the filter, I decided to do a little bit of research, and I found out and heard about this company called Zerowater. So after doing a little bit of research and watching some YouTube videos, I discovered that the Brita filter is great at making the water taste more palatable, so it tastes better and closer to more purified water, such as what you'd find in a bottled water, but it doesn't necessarily filter out some key minerals that you probably don't want in your drinking water, such as lead. When I found out that it doesn't filter for things like that, I was like, oh dear. So this Zerowater filter is supposed to filter a variety of metals and certain particles that can't be filtered by the Brita. So I'm excited to see how this goes. The box. This is obviously the back. There we go. So I got a larger filter situation because the pitcher is great because you can obviously take it around your apartment to fill whatever you need, such as like your dog bowl, your plants if that's what you use to water your plants, guest cups. But the truth is, I rarely do that. I usually just go to the kitchen, fill up my cup, and then take it to the dining room where I consume it, or elsewhere in the apartment. I don't carry the pitcher around. And also the capacity of the pitcher was kind of annoying because I'll always be filtering water or not have enough water and have to filter it. And I'm partial to cold water. This should take care of that situation. So this is supposed to be a 20 cup ready pour dispenser. I'm excited to have a dispenser. It'll be nice not to have to lug it in and out of the refrigerator. It's certified to reduce lead and PFOA and PFOS. So basically some of those keyword toxins that you just don't want. It's also independently certified by NSF, which is one of those organizations that do some quality checks. There's also supposed to be a water quality meter, so you could actually test the water that you're currently drinking before and after it's filtered by Zerowater. But for our purposes, I think what I'll try to do for you guys is I will filter some Brita water using the Brita filter, and then we could test it with the little thing. I'm just going to twirl around the box and show you guys. That shows the filter. Sorry for the glare. And so it's a 5-step process. I believe most of the other filters stop at the 4th. So we have that one extra level of filtration. And that's the back of the box. So you guys get that. There you go. It displays the little dipstick that comes with it. The little water quality meter, I should call it. I'm going to use some scissors. I don't know where my box cutter is. Oh my goodness, I'm just like... You know I love a good seal, guys. So it does come sealed right there. You see that? Right up there. Oh my goodness. So stressful. Okay. All right. Okay. This was the glossy booklet that you guys just saw. Sorry there's so much glare because it's so glossy. Like the filters. Oh, and then they have some coupons back here for the filters. And then this is the other side. Just average expectancies for filter life. because it depends on the quality of water that you're filtering. So if it's really terrible, it's probably going to go through the filter life faster. I'm in California. Yeah, the water is in the 300 to 400. So I guess my area is about right. So it says exceptionally high contaminant level. Great. Most users will notice a shorter filter lifespan. So up to 8 to 15 gallons. I have no idea what that means. All right, so. Oh. I'm gonna open this guy. Put that there. Ooh, I like this. Okay, so check it out. It's nice. Oh my God. So there's nothing else in there, but there is like a sort of cardboard section down there to cushion it. I like that it's wrapped in plastic. It's supposed to come with one filter. There's a little gap right here between the plastic and the wrap. And there's like a little natural hole here. Hole in the plastic, so I'm just gonna cut it there so we can unwrap this. Okay. Ooh. So I think you could do this without scissors. Just find the holes in the bottom. So this is what it looks like without the plastic. It's looking good. It's looking pretty sleek. I like how the slim profile, so that way it's not going to take up too much space in my fridge. But it's like big enough that I feel like I won't have to be continuously filling the pitcher. And I don't mind it being stationary because, again, I don't really carry the pitcher around. So let's check out what we... Oh, okay, we lost the cardboard. Okay, so the lid here is actually... It's not flimsy, so I'm kind of bending it, and it doesn't bend, which is nice. I like the stiffness of it. I find that a lot of the other filter dispensers tend to be really flimsy, and you don't want anything to crack. So... for that, I'll probably wash that before I use it, obviously. This is a filter. Whoa. This thing is huge. This is no joke. This is probably where all the money is. This filter has been pre-flushed with purified water. Condensation may be present on the filter cap. Wow. Change your filter when the meter reads 006 for the product to continue to perform. It removes 99.6% of dissolved solids. It's really sad that our water quality in this country is really terrible. But I guess it makes sense. It's densely populated. We've been around for ages, and we are polluting things at a faster, higher rate. So go figure. And then it shows the map, similar to what the little postcard pamphlet was showing of the different expectations, what the tap water quality is, and then how long the filter is likely to last. Put that to the side. And then this is the inside. So there's a little piece of the cardboard, but you can see that's where you put the screw in the filter, and then this is where you pour the water, and it kind of pours alongside there. Let's open this guy. That came off easily, but very nice. Again, not flimsy plastic, very well made. So it's not, see how it's not like bending and folding, which is nice. Because I don't mind replacing the filter again and again, but I do mind if the filtration system itself, like the dispenser or the pitcher, breaks. And this is very sturdy. All right, cool. And then in here, we have some cardboard to keep everything in place. We're going to discard that. We'll recycle that. Oh, cool. So this is a water quality meter. I like that it's sealed in plastic. I like that it comes with every pitcher and dispenser from Zerowater, so you always know the quality and you can always test it yourself, so you don't have to be dependent on what the company says. You can figure out for yourself. So took that out. You guys see that? See if it works. Oh, it works. Cool. I will figure out how to use this and we will test some water out. So that's what it looks like. I like that. Okay, I'm going to turn it off. Then we're going to take this out. I like that they've kind of made use of everything in the box. It all has a purpose. I really appreciate that. Because I don't always like the large manuals, even though obviously it's helpful to have. I'll probably fold this up and put this with all my other manuals that I've gotten for everything else I've purchased. So it gives you assembly instructions and then how to use the water meter. I'm going to read all this before I bore you guys to tears, and then we'll get to filtering, we'll get to testing. Oh, so it does have a little bit of residue, but that's from the cardboard. And then whatever items were already in here. I mean, it looks nice. And this is also sturdy. Like, look how thick that plastic is. I feel like the other ones are really flimsy. I've only been exposed to the Brita dispensers and the pitchers. And they're not thin, but they're not exactly heavy duty like this. Or not that I remember them being. And then here's the little dispenser situation. I think you're supposed to put this on here. Oh, yeah. I think we put this here. And then I'm not sure how that works. We're going to have to figure that out. Like I thought, I'm going to go wash all the parts of this product minus the TDS water quality meter and the filter, because those don't need to be washed with warm soapy water. We don't want that in our water. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to let that dry, and then we're going to test some water out and get to some filtering. So I will be opening up this replacement filter. It's the filter for the Zerowater dispenser. It's massive. All right. Okay. So this is what it looks like in the bag. So let me take it out of the bag. They said there might be some condensation, and indeed there is. I like that it's sealed, so that way we really preserve the purity of this filtration system. So before installing your device, peel off the label. So this is it. Nice. So you get a good look at the filtration. Obviously you can't see the 5 layers. This is what it looks like. And that's probably also why one of the complaints about this particular system was that it took a while for the water to filter, but that makes sense, right? Because look how small that exit hole is. To soak it for 30 seconds, which I'll go do. It's like pretty hefty. Like my arms are kind of hurting holding this up, but it's so massive. Look at that. But it's still the dispenser that I got is supposed to hold 20 cups of water, so I'm happy about that. So I'm going to go run it underwater. I put the warm water up here. Ooh, oops. And I'm just letting it kind of drain out in a clean cup. And actually, I would say, you guys can see how it's filtering, right? It's actually not that slow. It's slowing down now because obviously I only ran warm water over it for 30 seconds, but the water was actually coming down pretty quickly, which is nice. So it's not slow as that they were saying. It was a nice stream, a single stream, not the 4 stream that you usually see with a Brita filter, but still not bad. We're gonna screw it on to the dispenser together. Okay, so it's not completely dry, but it's mostly dry. It's been washed with soapy hot warm water. We're gonna screw on the filter together. I think it's done drizzling. Yes. So unlike the Brita, which you kind of pop in that way, you're going to actually just screw it on. And you want to line it up just right. And screw it on so it's evenly on there. And they have this nice O-ring right here to create a nice tight seal so you're not getting unfiltered water on the basin. The filter goes towards the back of the dispenser and it sits nicely on top, very smooth, very easy. Let me point it down so you guys could see that. There you go. That's nice. Perfect. One thing I also noticed, just a little detail that I'm kind of liking about this dispenser, is that there is a little bit of a raised bottom. So while it sits firmly and evenly wherever you place it, it's nice that it's not completely flat on this. So if there is condensation or anything, it's not right on there. I don't know why, but I like that detail. I'm going to bring a cup of sink water so I could show you what it looks like dripping through. And then I'll do the rest of the filling in the sink. But we're going to just pour some water here. You guys see that? And then I'll lift it up so I can show you guys how it looks when it's getting filtered. So you see that? So that's the stream. So it's only one, but it is coming up pretty consistently. Look, a lot of the water has already been filtered, which is pretty positive. So I'm going to go and fill the rest of it and put it in the fridge. All right, guys, so let's fill this. Let's see how this looks like when it's expending water. Oh dear. Oh, well, the spout is there. I see. Okay. So make sure you put it under correctly. So the flow is pretty good. Okay, guys, welcome to my little laboratory where this is the Brita water and this is the Zero water. So I'm going to do it closer so we can see. I'm going to test the Zero water first because it's supposed to be 0, 0, 0. And then we'll test the Brita. And I looked it up. TDS is total dissolved solids. So we're going to turn this puppy on. Just press it very lightly. The buttons are very easy. So we're going to put it in here. They didn't specify too much of a time. We just want to do it to that sort of, let me see. And then you're supposed to press hold to hold the reading. It's 0, 0, 0. So that's the amount of total dissolved solids. I gotta go see what's going on with my dog. It's still red. See, when you press hold, it holds the reading that was in the water. So that was for the Zero water. Now we're gonna turn the hold off, turn it off, and turn it back on. And then we're gonna test the Brita. And we're just gonna put it about that yay high. Okay, nothing too crazy. I'm gonna look here. And then we're going to get a reading. Ooh, though, it's going to be hard for me to... Oh, see, you got to... Hold on. You got to press hold while it's in there, otherwise it won't hold the reading, which I like that. That's very legit. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to... Okay, I'm going to stick my hands in there. Okay, so we get an accurate... Okay, can I click hold? Okay. So right now the Brita filter water is 219. Currently, what LA tap water is supposed to be is like 303. So that's not, it's better, but it's not great. So Zero water is 0, 0, and this guy is 219. Let's see what the tap water is. I'm going to get a cup of tap water. See, if they did experiments like this in science class, I think I would have been more interested. So that's the Zero water I put back here. This is just pure LA tap water, and the glass is tinted pink, so don't be afraid. That's, I don't want you to look at that and be like, oh my God, those heathens in Los Angeles are drinking terrible water. I mean, apparently I am, but. So let's see what the comparison between the regular tap, the Brita, and the Zero water back there is. So we're going to turn it on and off. Actually, so you have to press hold to get rid of it. Then it automatically snaps back to 0, 0, 0. So we're going to go in there. Oof, okay. And then while it's in there, I'm going to press hold. And luckily the buttons are very, very responsive, very gentle. Wow. So 256 for LA tap, at least from my faucet. Crazy. I'm not going to do it on camera because I look a hot mess, but I'm going to taste each of these and tell you how it tastes. So I'm going to go with the tap. Ugh, wish me luck. If I grow like a fin or something. Okay. Okay. It's not like the worst, but it definitely tastes chemically and not that pure. Like, you won't die from it, but you're not going to celebrate life. Okay, now I'm going to drink the Brita. A little bit better, but still like slight tinge of chemical. Okay, this is Zero water. Markedly different. Very clean. None of that chemical. It's very pure. I wonder if my dog will taste it. She probably will definitely taste the difference. That girl, she knows the difference between organic ground beef, organic broccoli, and GMO broccoli. Here are my overall thoughts about the zero water dispenser that I've been using for the past week or so. So overall, I really do like it. I like the capacity. 20 cups seems to be the right amount as long as I'm not refilling. What I mean by that is if I'm making a pitcher of cold brew coffee, then obviously I'm filling a whole entire pitcher of water. And so it does require most of the water that's been in the dispenser. So that means I have to refill the whole thing and filter a whole bunch more. But that happens about every like 5 days or so, depending on how much coffee I'm drinking. The 20 cup capacity is the perfect capacity for myself. The one thing I would say to watch out for is that if you have any kind of hand issue, so carpal tunnel, if you don't have a strong grip, you have arthritis or anything of that nature, this is probably not the dispenser for you. The push button to dispense the water is actually quite, requires a pretty good grip as well as a good push. So if you have any of those issues, or if you're just don't want to deal with anything that requires any sort of exertion, this is not going to be the dispenser for you. The other thing about the dispenser is that the lid, it sits perfectly on top. And for the most part, like when I'm taking the dispenser from the sink to the fridge, it's not flopping around. But sometimes, I don't know if I'm jostling it too much or slamming the fridge door too hard. Sometimes the lid does kind of like lift up from its sitting position where the grooves are, and it'll kind of be ajar, which I'm not too much of a fan of. Only happened a handful of times, but that's just something to note. I think some of the Brita dispensers, they have just the flap that you can push down and fill the water through, but the lid itself is kind of more part of the dispenser than not. So that might just be something to consider. It's nice because it's just one solid piece of plastic, so it's easy to clean if you ever need to clean it. And it's, again, pretty solid and not difficult to attach or put back. But that's just one little thing that I noticed. The other thing is when you're dispensing the water, you have to press pretty hard, because if you kind of just want like a mild release, it's gonna spray at a diagonal, so it won't make your cup unless you've got it like fully underneath where the dispenser hole is. And even then, the spray is kind of going elsewhere. So that's just something to note. You can still do like short bursts, like if you just want like a little bit of water or something, you can do that. Either you have to be really mindful about where you're placing the cup, or you have to just be really quick on the draw. I would also say I'm not bothered by the filtration length of time, because often what I'll do is as it's getting empty, I'll just put it in the sink. I fill it 3 times because that's the capacity of the top tier level, before like the basin where the water has been filtered. So it takes about 3 of those to be full to filter enough water for the full capacity. So I'm okay with that. It doesn't take that long, and I actually kind of like just leaving it in the kitchen, letting it filter, coming back, putting some more water, letting it filter, doing that kind of stuff. So, but that's just something to note if you are Speedy Gonzalez, or if you just want it done, then I would probably get a different system. I think in terms of the cleanliness of water, I haven't tasted the decline of the filter. Given how bad the water is in my area, they're saying that you would probably have to replace the filter faster. It's been over a week and I haven't tasted any different, and I will test the water again. I just haven't done it since we've tested it. I mean, it's a lot considering that I'm going from like 215, right? That was the TDS of the Brita water, and then down to 00. So I'm thinking as long as we're somewhere between 00 and 215, we're doing a pretty good job. My dog seems to be enjoying the water. I haven't done a little taste test with her, but she hasn't had any complaints. So overall, I highly recommend the Zero water dispenser system. I actually like the taste of the water better. I like that I'm doing something good for myself. And yes, there are a couple hitches in the giddy up. Like I would probably retrospectively get a dispenser that has one of those flip up options. I don't even know if Zero Water sells one of those. that might have been a better bet. But aside from that small inconvenience, I think I still have enough hand strength to deal with it. I highly recommend it if filtering water to its cleanest is your top priority and if you want a larger capacity water dispenser. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your likes, shares, and comments. I really appreciate you. I will put any descriptions and links down below. Until next time, thanks so much.